let's get to this week's Backyard Wrestling shows. I'm probably going to run videos over this, keep things interesting. I don't want to bore everyone with just my voice, so I'm going to give you crazy visuals and suplexes and all that good stuff that you know and love from Backyard Wrestling Weekly. So let's start. First of all, we start with Total Nonstop Wrestling's biggest event. This was their #1 event of the year. It's their WrestleMania, folks. It's called the Day of Destiny. TNW Day of Destiny. It was in the United Kingdom. Check out the channel TNW TV for all of their shows. This one, it had a lot of great stuff. I really like them. One of the highlights was the TNW Hardcore Championship. The Headhunter retained over Diversity. That's such a cool name, Diversity. It's a great wrestling name. He retained it over that. After that, the vacated TNW Heavyweight Championship was on the line. LK Cool defeated the Headhunter to win the title. Headhunter, the Hardcore Champion, retained the title earlier. Probably really exhausted from that. Lost to LK Cool. LK Cool, no champion. I'm not very familiar with them. I don't know why the title was vacated, but if it's their main show, why don't you have like a tournament or something cool? That's one thing. I'm not gonna bust on them because they had a great match, but a lot of shows have when somebody vacates a title or there's a new company or something of that matter, they always just like give the guy the belt, or they have one match to determine the champion. If it was something like a 6-man match or something of that nature, I can understand. But it just seems kind of awkward to just go, you're the champion. You know, or you're the champion of this federation, you can have this belt too, there you go. You know, or you two wrestle and you know, who winner's the champion. It just seems kind of anticlimactic. And that's why in Battleborn Wrestling I try to do tournaments, things like that. I believe last year 2KW had a tournament for their vacated world title. I believe. Things like that. I want to see more of that, guys. I feel that with everyone getting together and all that kind of stuff, I think there's room for tournaments and gauntlets and round robins and, you know, something like that. I think it'd be crazy if we saw like a double elimination tournament. I think it would go on forever, and it'd be really cool. One thing I want to throw out, if you guys really don't have a lot of people, but you want a long tournament, the AWA, this is professional wrestling speaking, in the 80s had a AWA television tournament, which all they did was they had they had like, it was almost the entire roster or something. I don't even know if they had a set amount of wrestlers, but they said go and have your matches, and they had their matches for I don't even know how long. It must have been a couple months, and depending on how you won, you scored a certain amount of points. Pinfall submission, you scored like 5 points. Count out, you scored like 3 or something. Draws, you score half a point. Things like that. And whoever had like the last 2 guys or 4 guys or something like that that had the most points at the end of the tournament, however long it was scheduled to be, faced each other. And I believe it was just the top 2 guys they faced each other had a match. I think that's pretty cool. I think that works for if you don't have a lot of people, or if you're having like an inter-promotional tournament and you're not there to do it, you know, because you could do that with anybody. You don't even have to be like in the same country, you know, to do a tournament like that. You're not facing each other. It's just whoever has the most points from victories, and then like the top 2 people face each other, or they just award to the guy with the most points. You know, that kind of works too. So I'm just throwing that idea out there. Tag team tournaments would be cool. You know? Okay, I've gone way off subject here. Let me continue. I've only gone through the first show already. Alright. Up next, UTW had its Week 9 event here in the United States. UTW Wrestling is the channel. Pretty interesting show. Check that one out. They update periodically. Week 9 means they haven't been around too long. But I've seen a little bit of UTW stuff. They're good. Check them out. I wish I could say more. I don't know that much about them. So, UTW, there you go. ATW had Glory Road 2009 event. That's their very first, I guess you could call it free per view. or special event or super show, whatever you want to call it. This was under Battleborn Wrestling, so I knew about it. In Australia, channel ATW Media. Check that out. Memorable matches: ATW Disorder Tag Team titles were on the line as the Ultimatum and Super Diamond were able to retain over JC Holmes and the Donald. I like that. The Donald. And the Donald. JC Holmes won a #1 contenders match in singles competition. Got to pick a partner. Picked the Donald. And sadly did not win those titles. They retained. Ultimatum and Super Diamond retained. After that, the ATW Queensland Championship was on the line, and I really liked this match. I felt for a trampoline match, it had, I don't know why, it just had a certain aura to it. Like, they had a really slow start, and the announcer really amped up how important the match was, and it just felt like a big match, even if it wasn't on a trampoline. So, Jack Dewsnap retained over Brandon Holloway. Brandon Holloway winning #1 contenders match over the Donald to get this title shot. So there you have it. So that's ATW Glory Road. We'll be seeing more of ATW in Battleborn Wrestling, but they're going to be known as NWD Queensland, and that's what they're doing down there. They're changing their name to go under NWD, which of course NWD is under Battleborn Wrestling. So there you have that. I love that. It's like an alliance within an alliance. But there you go. So after that we have, I believe this is Extreme Technical Trampoline Wrestling. I believe that's what it is. ETTW had their Oblivion 2 event. Oblivion 2, the first one very successful in New Jersey. This one, also in New Jersey, Oblivion 2. Check it out. Captain Charisma 44, that's the channel. Memorable moments had the ETTW Heavyweight Championship match. Matt DeMorris defeated TKO to win the title. TKO, the champion at the time. These guys just... oh my god, these guys were incredible. And they were also on a trampoline. It didn't matter, okay? These guys wrestled in and out of the trampoline, all over the place. Just fantastic wrestling. A lot of people like to look down on trampoline wrestling. Battleborn Wrestling uses the ground. It's a lot harder. We can't do the crazy flip-tastic moves because we're wrestling on the ground. Trampoline wrestling can. But these guys, you knew they kicked their asses at the end of the day. Yeah, it was on a trampoline. Doesn't matter. TK was bleeding at the end of the match. Just great match. And so I recommend anybody who did not see ETTW Oblivion 2, check it out. And check out all their shows. I really like those guys. I really do. Captain Charisma 44. After that we have DWA Exodus. Exodus? I'm going to assume it's DWA Exodus. From February 22nd. They are in Davenport. I'm going to say Davenport. And Davenport Wrestling Alliance. There you go. Channel DWA UCW. I don't know what the UCW part is. I guess we'll figure that out. Maybe it was their old federation or something. The main event was the Exodus match for the DWA Tag Team titles. The Resistance challenged... No, they were the champions against the challengers AK-48s and Drew Barton and the Train. Now, I want to mention one thing really quick.